Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. I'm Robin and Andrew Jack without a C, and I am currently filled with peanut butter pretzel nuggets. Which is great because we are starting right up on Silent Hill 2. Again. Why? Because we have the rebirth ending to go after. This is our um third to last run through that we have, which is kind of impressive. Again, I've never had a completed file save where I've done all of this in a single playthrough, so I'm really excited. We are getting so near content that I haven't seen in a decade. So we're just gonna hop right on in. So, hey Aleph, hey Kat, hey Gwylix. Because we are rushing through, we're gonna be skipping a lot of the cutscenes. But yeah, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully well. I'm actually doing pretty okay. Um, still not quite over my cough, so but it's working its way out of my system. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can crank that timing down just a little bit more. We wound up with an hour and 45 minutes in game time. Um, Hi Lark. Marnie won't stop screaming. What excellently bad timing she has. She is. She has decided to choose violence today. She's got especially punchy with us. She's bitten Sam at least twice. She's not even like that bad. She just knows how to annoy just enough. Getting like super screamy whenever bathroom doors are closed, just desperate to have her little kitty existence acknowledged at all times. She even tried to muscle Sam out of her medication just because she wanted to have the attention before anyone else. Good cat. Cats are great. Oh, hell yeah. Got a cough in my own building, but I've been able to keep it down and have a chill day with some splashes of creativity, which is nice. Oh, that's good. Reminds me of how I'd call the yowls whenever Jojo and Garamond see a strange cat in the backyard, their Silent Hill impression. Here's the problem. Like, I know you wish you could pick up Marnie and tell her she's a great cat and pet her, and you would be right. And it would not stop her. She would just use that as an opportunity. She sometimes gets bees just from being acknowledged and being given everything she wants. Sometimes she goes out of control because she gets pets. She has behavioral problems, and we love her dearly. And also, she's fucking exhausting. She's a good cat. It's like, she's one of those cats where, yeah, she is intensely frustrating sometimes. She's still one of the most well-behaved cats I know. Second only to Sam, who, at worst, sometimes gets cranky and yells. But doesn't have much of, like, strength in her lungs anymore. So it just comes out kind of like crackling. Been really low energy, had a plumbing emergency yesterday, but doing alright today. Oh, I'm sorry you had that. Took Cookie for a follow-up appointment at the vet. Got reconfirmation that she's a very good girl. Good to have medical validation of that. Sometimes we have to check to be sure. Remember to take your cats to the vet, so you can confirm if they are a very good girl or boy. Or cat. Non-gender specific catting. Okay, so this is going to lead us into town, and then we're going to take the right as soon as the cutscene plays of James seeing a weird shadow that he just decides he's got to follow, because screw it, why not? He's already in a weird town, he's already met a weird lady. So we're just gonna do that. Kind of begging for a sprint button at the moment, though. So, anybody been playing anything lately? I've been really wanting to play the new remaster or remake or whatever of Tactics Ogre Rebirth, because I don't own enough copies of that game, and I still haven't beaten it, and clearly I need another. I need yet another reminder that my backlog grows. The biggest conundrum of Marnie is that when she's afraid and uncomfortable, she's extremely well behaved. It's only when she knows you that she turns into a furry tornado. Seems like she'd be the type to lash out at strangers, but she just avoids them and bites her moms. Yep, that's exactly it. Like, she'll play it safe around new people, she'll act a little skittish, but will, like, you know, eventually warm up, and it'll be really nice. And around us, she just sometimes decides, screw it.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to be bad. Yeah, signalis. What little I've played, I am dying for. I have too many games on my backlog, but it is right up there right now after I'm done with a couple of other games. I might actually do that before I start up the Plague Tale sequel. Deep Rock Galactic, which I've been meaning to get back into. 7 Days to Die, I don't know too much about that one. But I hear good things. Yeah, I mean, listen, Signalis is very good, and everyone should play it if they're a fan of old school survival horror from the PlayStation era. And I'm strongly considering it. Like, I'm still not done with horror games right now. So if that's a legitimate suggestion, I may consider it. I may play and beat it first. But oh man, it's just so good. Like, the visuals are really tight. It nails a retro aesthetic without being beholden to the limitations of the era. It's a really well-designed game, and it has like a lot of unique, very stylish quirks to it that I was not expecting, and it just feels good. Like, it just feels good as a game trying to be a throwback without feeling aged. It's a game that's going to age pretty darn well, I think. Like, so often we get games that are these kind of throwbacks that take on all of the flaws of the era that they're trying to pull from. That could be fun, but picked up a game for Android called Boss Game. It's very fun and tough and gay. I love a lot of those things. And fun and gay justifies tough for me. Like, sounds interesting. Okay, so now that we're in the Woodside Apartments, we're going to haul ass once again. Actually, we're just going to be hauling ass this whole time. I have a lot of confidence that we can get through this. I think we can make it to sub 140, according to the in-game clock. I'm going to double check the map real quick. We're going to head out and we're going to go down 3 apartment doors. I've been playing a lot of Sonic Frontiers lately, and I'm almost done with it. I'm actually going to go for the platinum trophy for it, because I'm just having that much fun. And I'm still just kind of like, this technically on paper isn't a good game, and yet I can't stop playing it. It's just good. Give it, give it. Got a flashlight. We're gonna beat the crap out of this guy. Boop. Okay, so we've got that, and now we're going to head to the 3rd floor so that we can get the key flag started. Numbers, stations, analog tech, yeah, amazing retro style, killer soundtrack. Yeah, it's so pretty. So yeah, I'm going to note it, and I think other people should check it out and just take a look at it, because I think everyone's going to agree it's going to be a good stream game. So if people are into that, I'm looking for an excuse. Um, Boss game. It's a button masher where you play as girlfriends, who go to fight demons and probably are going to uncover some kind of conspiracy based around keeping powerful people in the status quo. That's just me speculating. I'm into that. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, so now that we've got the handgun, we can pop back down to the 2nd floor. I'm gonna look for the white door. It's gonna be right next to the gate. There we go. And when we get downstairs, we're going to head east, which is to our right, until we hear some screaming and go down that hallway, running headlong into danger. Yeah, it's got a demo, it's on Switch, it's on Game Pass for both Xbox and PC. So, okay, I don't usually shill subscription services. Game Pass is a pretty good one. So there are a lot of ways to play it. It's also from Humble, so, you know, if you've got... Oh, right. So we've got this puzzle, but we're not going to do that yet. We need the clock key. I need to grab this first, which is the 202 key. That's going to be in the south. In fact, it should be to the far left. Yes, right past. It's the first door past the stairwell. Just constantly making these little notes because the way I navigate environments like these is using as many landmarks as I can manage. Right? And this is where we enter hole. Embrace hole. Acquire item for hole. There's nothing in the hole anymore. Now we're going to go right back to where we were. This is one of the sillier back and forths. Like, you have to go to that room with the puzzle. You don't even have to go into the room with the puzzle, just the apartment building. So you can get the key to go to another door that grants you the ability to solve the puzzle. Which on every difficulty is the same solution. I feel like if games was my primary hobby and played as often as I could, Game Pass would be the ultimate value. I indicate how good it is for devs, but for consumers it's hard to imagine a better deal. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, and I haven't heard complaints about Game Pass. I have heard complaints about the PlayStation monthly games, especially for newer titles. I know some devs were kind of upset about Oddworld Soulstorm because they didn't get a lot of the money for that, which is really unfortunate. So I wonder if Microsoft actually figured out a way to like give devs a good deal. Which if they did, cool. I'm into it. Alright, so we're going to take our first save of the game. We're actually running a couple minutes faster than last time. Okay, so now that we've got that, uh, we need to head to the right. Head upstairs to floor 3. We're going to grab some handgun bullets while we do it. And we're going to uh, head to room 307, which I believe is going to be forward, then yeah. Okay. Cool. So we just passed this guy, I believe. Yes! Whew. Yeah, Game Pass, it's a good deal. And the Ultimate Game Pass has actually been, like, great. I subscribe to a few different game services because I love collecting games. And I love giving myself the opportunity for more games than I can handle. And I would not recommend doing that. But, like, out of all the services that I found, like, Humble is really up there if you're a PC gamer. So the quality standards can be a little all over the place. And Game Pass is, like, one of the better ones. Let's see, I need to now go down a stairwell. Yeah? Yeah. I think PlayStation and Nintendo both have kind of the worst offerings, although the Ultimate plan from PlayStation, it has some good advantages because while their PS3 stuff is almost exclusively streamed, which I think sucks, um, they have some surprisingly good games in their collections, especially in their classics catalog, like Rogue Galaxy, Wild Arms 1 and 3, not 2 for some reason. Um, Ape Escape 1 and 2, Jumping Flash, like, it's a lot of good stuff. I think the only thing that Nintendo has is that they haven't removed games the way Game Pass and the PlayStation Plus stuff does, which is good because I've been working on Paper Mario 64 forever, and I keep falling off it. I really like it, but I keep falling off it, and I need them to not take that away from me because I will be upset and I will cry. Okay, did I get the canned juice? Yes, I did. Okay. So now that we've done that, we need to go upstairs to the second floor, where we are going to cram this juice into the garbage. If I were any younger when I first started this game, I think I would have been like, why would I throw anything into the garbage? That's a terrible idea. Especially juice? I could drink that for health reasons. Nope, gotta cram it. Boop. Okay, now that we've done that, we gotta go back downstairs. Gotta do all this running around. I had mentioned in my last playthrough that I kept looking for a specific item in the very first restroom, and I was mistaken. There is an item there. Only if we beat the Born from a Wish scenario. I had forgotten that that was a prerequisite. and it is not at all related to what we'll be doing today. Here's the article on Walter Sullivan, one of the, like, I think the primary antagonist for Silent Hill 4, which we will do if we can get up to 40 sub points by the end of our Silent Hill 3 playthrough. I'm going to keep mentioning that because I want an excuse to play Silent Hill 4, and it's also going to be a nightmare. Get equipped. Maybe we can actually avoid fighting at all. So let's dump our 30-something ass off of this, get the coin, run away, and let's go meet Eddie. A good boy who will never flip out, who just has some, I guess, stomach issues. Okay. Problem with easy action difficulty is that the controls change a little, which is kind of weird. There are a couple of instances in the game where... And there's the Silent Hill outfit redemption. There are a couple of instances in this game that change based on the difficulty. The Toluca Lake segment, where you have to row the boat, has completely different controls. And aiming no longer requires actually holding R2 or anything. You just hold X and you can just start firing. It also removes some of the reloading animations depending on how you play. You will not reload if you move when you're at 0 ammo. It's a really weird caveat. Okay, now what do we have to do? Gotten a lot of stuff. Oh, we have so many things. Right, okay. I remember now. We're going to go haul ass to the left. What else have I been playing? I'm going to be finishing Sonic Frontiers tonight, but I've been working on God of War, the 2018 PS4 one. And The Good Life, the Swery 65 White Owl's production, which is very good, by the way. I like it a lot. And Yakuza 3, the remastered version. And that is a really good assembly of games, I will admit. Yakuza 3 is kind of, I feel, underrated. It's not the best one. It's kind of a weird interstitial title before Yakuza really finds its identity. But a lot of what makes that series good is still present in there. And it makes me even more excited that more Yakuza games are coming out, because then it keeps giving me the excuse to stream all the Yakuza games. Okay, so 18, then we're going to go to 3. And then 20. Dang it! I screwed up. 18, 3, 20, and 9. What do you think about the Bloober Team SH2 remake news? Ambivalent. Just want to play this on a current gen system. Yeah, I will admit, I've been at odds with it, not because I think it's going to be bad, but because I think... Huh. I keep kind of adjusting my thoughts on it. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be solid as long as it's like one full game instead of the rumor of it being split up into multiple parts. I would prefer if it were done in a way that largely hewed to it being a true, straightforward remake. Let's see, I think we have to go to 109, which is just to our left. I've never known... So, Team Bloober, I don't think has great writing staff. They have done some really good games, I think. Oof. My throat is really hanging, so I'm gonna mute myself for a second while I do this. Ooh. Something got caught in there. Ooh. No, I am beveraged up. It's just, when I got COVID, the primary symptom I got was an overwhelming need to cough all the time. And I think there's some stuff that's like dried up in my system that's just kind of annoying right now. So every now and then, once in a blue moon. Oh, right. Here is our first step for the rebirth ending. The white chrism. And we are on easy, so we are going to grab our old man key and plug it into the left. Also, thank you, Lark, for the offer. I will bear that in mind. Let's see, and I think next is the snake. And then the prisoner on the far right. So yeah, I think their writing team on Team Bloober, or Bloober Team, or whatever they're called, I've really only ever liked Observer, which I think is a great game, and I think people should play it. Regardless of your opinion on Bloober, that was a good one. And it made me feel like they could probably pull off something really interesting. And I think a lot of their gameplay elements are pretty good. Even if they're not always super thoughtfully done. So I have confidence that if it's straightforward, if they don't put too much of their own spin on everything, then yeah, the Silent Hill 2 remake will probably be pretty good. I don't think it's going to hit a lot of the notes that I would want from it, because I think the other thing that they have to deal with is that they don't really know, and they don't have the capacity to purposefully work with the flaws of Silent Hill 2, the things that gave Silent Hill 2 its qualities, the disjointed, dreamlike delivery of its dialogue, its weird shiftiness, its bits of jank that are very unique to Silent Hill. And so I think no matter what, it's going to be a little disappointing. I think no matter what, if you're a diehard Silent Hill 2 fan, they have set themselves up in a position where nobody wants a Silent Hill 2 remake that isn't just Silent Hill 2, but now I can play it on an Xbox Series X or PS5. And that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think it's possible for them to make a truly good Silent Hill 2 remake. And not because I don't think they have the ability. I just don't think they have the artistic sensibilities. The condition through which Silent Hill 2 was made do not exist anymore. Okay, so we can just chill out now. Really hoping that Bloober Team's not handling writing in any fashion. All of the dialogue that we've seen so far is lifted straight from the game, so I am hoping that that will remain the case. And like I want Silent Hill 2 to be more accessible. We've got the HD collection that was a real bummer. the best version of Silent Hill 2 that we can get now is a heavily modded version, or a heavily modded PC version, which is fine. Like, I love mods. But I don't know. As much as I criticized Bloober Team, I genuinely hope they surprise me. I genuinely hope they, like, manage to take a classic like this and find a way to deliver it in a way that'll be really satisfying, even if I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. So we bypassed Laura, who has name-dropped Mary and confused the crap out of James, which isn't even going to be the weirdest thing that happens in this particular outing to the outside world. Got a couple of items here, handgun bullets, and I think a first aid drink, and then we go see Maria. Here's the good thing about the Rebirth ending. We don't, no matter what we do, we can harm ourselves, we can harm Maria, we can refuse to heal ourselves or keep ourselves constantly healed. We can look at whatever we want. If we have all of the items that are necessary to confirm the Rebirth ending, we just get it. It overrides everything, and I love that. So we need to head to the Texaco, I mean the Texon? Gas station to pick up the steel pipe, and we need to find a newspaper stand around there for our next item. What I do hope from the Silent Hill 2 remake, even if it doesn't end up good, it's like, hey, there's always a chance of that. Oh, let's just go ahead and grab this. And now we have the book, Lost Memories. The name comes from the legend of the people whose land was stolen from them. They called this place the place of the silent spirits. By spirits, they meant not only their dead relatives, but also the spirits that they believed inhabited the trees, rocks, and water around them. According to legend, this was where the holiest ceremonies took place. But it was not the ancestors of those who now live in this town that first stole the land from these people. There were others who came before. In those days, this town went by another name. But that name is now hopelessly lost to the veils of time. All we know is that there was another name, and that for some reason the town was once abandoned by its residents. Yeah, the medium... I'm still working my way through that game and struggling because it's got a lot of BS in it, but yeah, it's probably their worst. Like, they've already dealt with mental health makes you evil with Layers of Fear. As did a lot of horror titles, and as do a lot of horror titles that come out. It's not that I don't think they can make a product that looks like a modern version of the game known as Silent Hill 2, but in my opinion, the game is memorable in no small part by the conditions of its development. Trying to recreate the SH2 vibe seems like setting oneself up for failure. Yeah, I think you nailed it in fewer words. Because again, I wish them the best of luck, considering they're clearly doing it. And from what I recall, they had started an internal test specifically to pitch to get the job of making that game. They clearly have the passion to push to get that job, and they got it. So more power to them. And the medium, from a gameplay perspective, tells me it'll feel good. It'll feel like Silent Hill. But again, I think there are just too many factors that tell me, like, because they're not trying to do their own thing, which I'm simultaneously also thankful of, um, they're just going to find themselves in this rough spot where they're trying to recreate the conditions in which lightning was captured in a bottle. And we owe a lot of why Silent Hill 2 works the way it does because of the American localization, the specific people who were there to make it happen in an era where these things were not always especially well handled. And I would say some of the success of Silent Hill 2 is them making the best of things that were flawed. Like, I think we talked about it before. Silent Hill 2, technically, does not feature a lot of good voice acting, according to a lot of standard rubrics of quality measurement. Nevertheless, as is proven by the HD collection, good voice acting is relative. Voice acting that fits the tone and spirit and vibe of the experience that's trying to be communicated is king. And that I think the HD collection is a really good proof of the fact that, like, no matter what, it's going to disappoint people. And I've personally decided that I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's most likely going to be disappointing. I was sitting here for over a year just letting myself getting hyped for Sonic Frontiers. I didn't get disappointed. I'm very happy with it. And I know that that's not going to be a common occurrence. Sorry, Maria. I just need this. So we have the purple bull key, and then we are going to stairwell. And again, we are still making really good time. If we can get out of the hospital before the top of the hour, we'll be doing pretty well. So I think we need to head up to the second floor. Haul up there. One thing I will say, the Silent Hill 2 remake is clearly being used as a launchpad for a relaunch of Silent Hill as a franchise. And there are so many Silent Hill games that are coming out that are all sorts of different experiences, and I am personally of the opinion that that is pretty darn cool. And we could get some really interesting games out of it just by people going, we don't have to keep repeating Silent Hill. We can just make Silent Hill experiences. Like, we don't have to, like, keep trying to make a sequel. So I feel like no matter how good or bad the Silent Hill 2 remake might end up being, I'm really, really excited for Silent Hill F. I'm interested in the Annapurna Interactive Silent Hill. Like, there's just too much. There is too much in what's been announced that has me interested. That I can't just say, nah. Like, if you're gonna hash out this franchise super hard and run it into the ground, make something interesting with it, get me excited. Ray Bloober's writing team, I just watched a friend play the medium, and while they clearly can make cool art, yeah. A cool art directed game with fun puzzles, yeah. The story was so rote and poorly considered. Yeah, that's been the vibe I've been getting. I haven't quite hit the ending, but I've gotten far enough in there to know that, like, it sometimes hits some dicey material it really shouldn't. it gives some narrative conclusions that are not super great. And I'm kind of hoping that what I'm hoping in my current playthrough of the medium is that I'm able to piece together why people feel the way they do about it. See if maybe it was an issue of intent not being clear. That's one of the reasons why I'm playing it. It is because I know it's bad. I know I didn't have fun with it. And it's also the biggest sell on a Bloober-made Silent Hill. So I want to go into it and try to piece together, is this a case of miscommunication? Or is this... Does this... Yeah. Intent is a dangerous drain to circle there. Exactly. And casting aspersions on the developer for like what they intended versus what actually came out, trying to do the whole like death of the author thing with it. It's going to make for an interesting back half of that game. Okay, so we have a new code, 3232. Oh, that's very handy. Okay. But I don't actually remember. Shoot, I didn't write down the other code. Dang it. I kind of sped through everything, which I shouldn't have done. But let's take a look at our handgun bullets. 268, 18. We're good. We don't need it. We can move on. We will skip a thing that we don't need. Okay, so now we've done that. We need to go... Wait, we do actually need this code. Shoot. Okay. Where was... Okay, we need to go downstairs. Or upstairs? We need examination room 3, which is floor 2. Okay. That's easy. We can do that super quick. I got it confused with the quiz show, which we are going to do because it's super easy because the code is the same every time. So yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good. It might not be. It's okay if it isn't. I've made my peace with that. And I want to see what the Higurashi When They Cry writer does with Silent Hill. If nothing else, I get that. And actually, okay, I want to talk about Silent Hill F for a second. Because the reason why that's so interesting to me is because it is a distinctly Japanese game set in 1960s Japan, but it's still a Silent Hill, which has kept its roots in Americana. It's a Japanese interpretation of American horror and film, which is very cool. Like, I love that that is what Silent Hill has been for me. But I want to see what people do with Silent Hill in a Japanese environment, especially because, like, what I've seen so far looks a lot like... It looks a lot like Fatal Frame, but not. Like, Fatal Frame kind of turned up to 11. Which, again, could be really cool because I really like Fatal Frame. Let's see, and then we have a couple of keys to use. The Lapis Eye key. We didn't lose too much time from all that, thankfully. Then we have the purple bowl key. And that's going to give us the hair, which is going to allow us. Yeah. Like, I think, if nothing else, that's what I'm getting out of Silent Hill in the next couple of years. And I'm fine. That sounds dope. That sounds like exactly what I would want. The shower room is just right over here. Nope. Stop that, James. I know you're bloodthirsty, but I'm trying to hit X to open door, not X to shoot. This is why you have this problem, because you keep killing when you're trying to be supportive. So let's not do that. Okay, so we've got the key. And now we can head down to the first floor. The fact that most of this right now, like, most of my way of progressing through this game is strictly from memory right now. I'd been using a guide for a lot of it. Like starting out just to make sure I didn't get too lost. And now I'm just at a point where I just kind of have a lot of this memorized. I'm really proud of myself. I'm usually not very good with that. Okay, with that done, we have the Flesh Lips fight. Why is it called Flesh Lips when they attack you with their feet? Who cares? Let's whip out our shotgun and get nasty. Oh, and he's stuck behind the other one. Oh, we just got super lucky. Okay, where's another one? There's a third one. Come down through here. There we go. There we go. Yes. Dang it. Come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Whew, nice and quick. Then we awaken in the Nightmare Hospital. We're gonna pop through here. Pull out our handgun. Ooh. Grab some bullets. Yeah. It doesn't hurt that right now we are running on a New Game Plus where we can bump up our bullet count to multiplied by 3 every time we pick something new up. And I think we ran into some issues like that in Silent Hill 1 where like we kept finding ourselves running low on ammo for most of the experience. So that is relatable. But thankfully there are a few instances throughout this game where you can pick up a fairly absurd amount of ammo if you know where to look, but if you don't know where to look, it's just rough. And we're sticking to a very critical path, so we need to make sure that we hit those points as best we can, or we might get knackered. Set up to the 3rd floor. We're gonna head to the employee wing. Where we are then... Just goodbye. And move down to the 1st floor. And now you're saying Ornstein and Smog when I'm just sitting here like, ready to replay Bloodborne on stream soon. Ready to replay Elden Ring because I can. And they've recently restored online service to Dark Souls Remastered. I'm just like, oh, I'm ready. I'm so ready. Okay, so we're gonna move the shelf. We're gonna grab these bullets. We're going to
Jane.
say hi to Maria, who is just fine. Don't worry about her. Yeah, Bloodborne. I'm actually going to, I think I'm going to pre-make my character and save the appearance setting. Because we're going to be playing Dog Vomit throughout that run-through. Which I'm really excited about. Dog Vomit has become, like, one of my main characters that I pull up for creative character functions. A good test for whether or not it's good. Dog Vomit's weapon of choice. God. So, I'm going to see about doing something interesting with that. Because there's a lot of things I haven't done that I feel would be a lot of fun if I left some stuff up to the audience. So I'm going to see what I can do to make that happen. Because because I play in a very particular way that is very restrictive. I used the Saw Cleaver for my first run through, and I've been using the Trick Cane in every other playthrough after. And I feel like the only way I'm going to end up doing something new is if I crowdsource the game a little bit. Just be like, hey, what weapon in my collection are we going to buff? And we're going to stick with it for as long as we can. Something like that, you know? Okay, so we've got the lead ring, and we're going to go back up the elevator. Stop. But if we want to do the frickin' Saw Cleaver, I'm into it. It's kind of exciting to go into Bloodborne because I never finished the old Hunters DLC, and I have a habit of not touching New Game Plus until I beat as much of the base content as humanly possible. Okay, that's not where we need to go. Right, we need to go to the storeroom, toilet, which is going to be the first door on the left after we pass the stairwell. Yes! Yeah, we're gonna get nasty with that game. We're also probably going to play in a way that is not super advised. We're not going to be summoning people for the most part. We're going to be running largely solo. Because that's how I played it the first time. Not a smart idea, I will admit. In fact, it will be terrible. We are going to suffer a whole heck of a lot. I'm going to plot out my playthrough. I'm going to figure out what all we're going to do. I'm probably only going after one ending. And I'm going to go for the hardest ending to get. Because, screw it, why not? Okay, so now we make our way all the way down. And then we have a nice simple walk down a long hallway that does not get complicated at all, for any reason whatsoever. But hey, good news, we are actually managing to reach the end of the hospital before the top of the hour. Which means we're making good time. Okay, so I believe this is the last turn. We're abandoning Maria to her fate. She's gonna die, and it's gonna be all our fault, and we're gonna feel really guilty about it. And then we're just gonna continue with our day. I believe we have to go left? Yes. All the way to the end of the hall to the director's room, where we are then going to get a key, some notes on our map. We're going to head to the Mexican restaurant, and some primo real estate right next to it. James is constantly running into walls in this section, symbolizes his frustration with tank controls. That's some good symbolism, baby. Laura walks by. I don't think there's anything else for us to get. We'll save at the camper up ahead. Where we're also going to pick up the hyper spray, which is still not as nasty as it could be. Because we have not gotten a 10-star rating. And I don't think that's ever going to happen. Hi, Crow. Welcome. You have pie. Excellent. Well, don't worry. You haven't missed anything super critical in this run-through. This is just the hang out and cut our game time down playthrough. Got 2 items, the White Chrism and the Book of Lost Memories, which are the first 2 of 4 items we need to get the Rebirth ending. As I had mentioned before, and you can check it out for yourself if you want to call me a liar, on the VODs that are available for 60 days after initial airing, completely free. That, once we get these 4 items, it overrides any other ending that we might have active. So as long as we can make our way through and pick up those items, leading up all the way to the very end of the hotel. I can call you a liar even if it makes me a liar to do so. Apple with maple syrup crumble. Oh, damn. I don't know why this gave me a sudden craving for a McDonald's apple fritter. I don't actually want that. I want the platonic ideal of that. And it sounds like that's what that is. Okay. So now that we are here, we have the camper. You know what would be brilliant for the SH2 remake? They added a completely new chapter to it that turned the game into a side-scrolling shmup homage to Choaniki. Oh my god. Okay, so I accidentally left the camper. That was dumb. But it's still not the top of the hour yet. So we're still doing good on time. The hyper spray. And you have whipped cream. God damn. Lark, I will tell you now. Anytime that you're up and ready, and you want to do that, you can wake me up for it. I will give you this. You will get an apple pie, and I will get 50 McGriddles. Hey, I will get an apple pie and 1 of your McGriddles. That's the deal. God. I actually do want a McGriddle. Those things are just absolute nonsense. And they are the only things I care to get from McDonald's anymore. It's just so good and so nasty. As I fight my little bits of congestion, I'm going to take this left up here. Past the restaurant to the second house, where we don't need to look at anything but the wrench. So a McGriddle is basically maple syrup infused buns on a sausage breakfast sandwich. The syrup is sugar-free. Hey, it's just the Haribos that you gotta watch out for. Actually, I don't know that. I don't know that for certain. I am not an expert. If you end up with the same problem, then yeah, there's probably a good reason to avoid too many of them. But, much like people with lactose intolerance, sometimes you just decide to choose violence, and the target is your digestive system. I would not recommend doing that. But also, I'm not going to stop anyone from doing that. If you want to poop yourself silly because you love McGriddles that much, I will not judge. What am I talking about? Okay, so we are now heading here. I have not checked my map. I'm kind of operating purely on feel, and so far it seems to be working. I think we're doing okay. I'd still fuck up a kid's meal any day of the week. I mean, they're doing the adult Happy Meal thing now, which is still a little weird to me, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I get it. Might just be a gelatin in general, but also I had to eat a whole bag of gummy worms. They are a social species. Sometimes you just gotta fuck something up and fuck yourself up while you're at it. I'm kind of very grateful. Mini Squishmallows? Oh, that's cool. I'd fuck with that. I love a Squishmallow. Here we are. Dig. Me over here like a nerd because when I hear McD's, I just want a giant bag of the basic ass cheeseburgers. There's something about it, right? Like, I don't really eat that much fast food anymore. I say that, but like I still fuck with Taco Bell and Jack in the Box and KFC and stuff and Popeyes. But the way I engage with fast food has like drastically changed from when I was a kid. Or it's like, yeah, it's a sometimes thing. If I ended up eating it every day, I would just make myself sick. It's like I said, I don't fuck with fast food anymore. Anyway, here's 5 restaurants that are fast food that I consistently eat. But it's true, like, fast food is one of those things I try to stay away from, but there is something about just fucking up a McDonald's cheeseburger or a Big Mac, especially a Big Mac. That is just like super frickin' appetizing. I just want to take a look at this real quick. Lakeview Hotel. Okay. Hey, why did they show me it? I was watching a basket case. Just watching basket case, and the guy gets a huge bag of just plain old hamburgers and dumps them in the basket, and I was so envious. Oh my god. Just absolutely filling up Santa's present sack with burgers. Man. That sounds so nasty, and I want that for me. What if I were a bit more of a shit poster? I would absolutely just stream that one day. But I'm not. I'm not quite ready to fuck myself up that much for other people's entertainment. I am willing to play Silent Hill 4 for other people's entertainment. Okay, so we are now at the Silent Hill Historical Society. I think I only checked the map once or twice through all of that, so that's pretty great. I used to be an Arby's apologist, but the last couple of times I've gotten the food was so bad, I don't know if I can go back. Especially now that I know Jack in the Box's curly fries are even better. Jack in the Box has some of the best fast food fries. And I'm amazed I hold that belief. Their curly fries just slap. They're just good fries. And being somebody who has struggled to find a decent fry, like Five Guys, you're just in it for the spices, not the fry itself. Their fries are kind of crap. McDonald's, they're not good fries, but nothing hits the spot like them, no matter how soggy they get, and it's just because of the amount of salt they put on them. Whataburger fries are kind of mid-tier. They're okay. They're solid. They are almost a platonic ideal, but they're not like fantastic. Wendy's fries require the shake. They're not good otherwise. But McDonald's fries are just like... They're not good, and I love them. I could just empty a box into my mouth. Because they're just that salty and nasty. Okay, so we have 3 of the items we need, and we're about to hit the Toluca prison. We're gonna grab this first aid kit, hop into here. But yeah, Jack in the Box, good fries. What have we gotten recently that had surprisingly good fries? I don't even think it was a chain. Food chain called New York Fries in my city. They're garbage. They're good for your soul. I'm always saying this. Like, I know it's easy to knock people's food choices, especially when it comes to fast food. Oh, damn it. There we are. Sometimes you just need to eat something nasty. That's great. Okay, so now that we've got that going, I need to remember that that's not the direction I want to do that. We're going to hit the first door on the right. We're going to hit the first door on the right again. We're going to grab this key, use the dry cell battery as we position ourselves right here because we want to have access to this keypad as quickly as possible because we are going to be covered in bugs. Okay. 369. Damn so fine. Really gotta suck it to me one more time. Get low, get low. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. So we did 369, now we need 396. Opa is a chain that does their fries with Greek seasoning and tchotchke sauce. Ooh, so good. Ah, okay. Come on, let me out. Let me out, let me out, let me out. Stop being bugs. There we go. We're now hurting pretty bad, which is fine. We're good, and we're jumping down a hole. Once we unlock said hole. Ooh, disco fries. That does sound good. Hungry. God, y'all are making me hungry. I'm sitting here playing Silent Hill, one of the grossest games out there. There's a dead guy. There's old soup just lying around everywhere. Just nasty shit. And y'all are getting me hungry anyway. It's not fair, it's not right. So we're going to turn left. We're going to pick up this little health item here. No, it's bullets. I like bullets too. Grab this. Ooh, these are man versus fries. Man versus fries. If only they consistently delivered what we ordered, I would be all over that. For those of you who don't know, man versus fries is kind of a... You get... It is an expensive takeout place where they fuck you up. And I really do mean they just mess you up. It is burritos stuffed with the most insane stuff like flamin' hot Cheetos and French fries and potatoes and a ton of other stuff that probably shouldn't be in burritos. It is one of the only giant burritos I can't finish in a single sitting. Okay, then we need to go to the second opened door to grab the wax doll. Yeah, it's just absolutely nasty. And I say this as a compliment because that's literally all it's about. It's about just completely ruining yourself. And it's worth it. It tastes so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Grab the tablet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back the way we came. We're going to look for the door, which is going to be right past this gate over here. Come on, where are you? Where are you? Oh. Oh, did I pass it? Yes, I did. Why not challenge your stomach to a fight? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the cell. Oh my god, I passed it again. Where is this door? Give me the... There we go. Gosh, that was a little frustrating, I will admit. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to grab a tablets. Yeah, it's just monstrous, isn't it? It's so nasty. It's so ridiculous. No one should eat man versus fries under any circumstance. And that's why it's great. It's especially funny because there are two locations. One of them is a pop-up that kind of just fulfills what orders they can, but often they can't because they don't always have everything they need for that. And so you're kind of rolling the dice whenever you order from that specific location. You're not guaranteed to get what you ordered at all, under any circumstance. And in fact, you can pretty much just forego the idea that you're going to get what you ordered at all. But it doesn't matter because it's all going to fuck you up. It's all such a mess that if you have any doubt in your mind about getting it, you just don't order it. Hi, Red Pyramid. Good to see ya. Seen you here before. Glad to see you returning. We're gonna run through here. And we got Kigu time. The outfit that will always be cheapest. Okay, so we got to take this guy down. 2 shots, little kick, and he's good. Let's grab this and this and this. And this. I believe we'll be able to get the hunting rifle from here. Hunting rifle. Bullets. Alright. And hell yeah. You're back? Screw you. Be dead. Jerk. Very rude. Just very rude. Let's position ourselves as carefully as we can here so that we can combine and use without having to line ourselves up properly. And now we're going to jump in. I believe we have 3 of the 4 items we need. The White Chrism, the Book of Lost Memories, and the Obsidian Goblet. We need 1 more that's going to be available in the Nightmare Hotel. Yes, throw yourself down the hole. Do it. And now we have a good minute to just hang out. The Obsidian Goblin. That's going to be a pub in my next D&D game. Please, by all means. I am more than happy to provide this. God, I haven't played a good tabletop in a while now. And I'm getting the itch to just play Baldur's Gate or something. Just to scratch the itch. Ugh. I'm not even in it for the gameplay. I want to roleplay. Roleplaying is like one of my favorite pastimes, one of my favorite hobbies, because like up until recently there wasn't anything you could do to monetize it. It was purely for your own fun, for your own growth and experience and imagination. And even knowing now that you can like do live streams of D&D games, I'm still kind of sitting here like, I don't need to do that. I just want to be a funny little guy. I've been kind of wondering if we should do a one-shot at Thanksgiving. Oh, you're saying some words right now? Because we have the means. Pyramid loves the bear jammies, and why shouldn't they? Listen, Pyramid Head just wants to be comfortable. That's all there is to it. If you don't monetize it, is it even a real hobby? Not at all. It's fake. Ooh, I'm going to click that link without question. Go do a quest games. Ooh, yeah. Actually, that might be a really good way of practicing DMing, because what I would love is to be able to practice without doing anything too buck wild. Okay, so we have the wire cutter, which means we can go back the way we came. Just go around this guy. He's not important. I don't mean to say that. You're important in your own world, but I have my own things that I got to take care of, and I don't want to invalidate your needs, but also I do have to go find my dead wife, so yeah. Okay, so here's where the game gets a little bit more labyrinthine. We need to take... In these first two paths, we need to take the first right. Then we need to take a left and stay on the left wall, I believe. I need you out of the way. Can confirm that being a funny little guy is not only addictive, but hilarious. There we are. That's what we need. This little inset right here. And then at the next intersection, we're going right and then around a fence. That's going to be the most confusing part. Because now we just need to take our first left. Get to the ladder at the end. Grab an item. Follow the path. Oh, not gonna let... There we go. Give you a million reasons to curate a playlist with the Uthna soundtrack on it. Hell yeah. And I think we go left again and up the ladder. And if we see a save point, we see an overhead view, we've made it. Yep, we've made it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and equip our shotgun just to get this ball rolling quickly. Oh. Can you tell us about occultism? Well, I think James will be telling us about occultism very soon. Because, so what we've done with the stream so far is that we have been... You good? You're good. Okay. We made the decision, and by we, I mean, I guess I, made the decision to play all of the endings in the base game, which is the leave ending, the in-water ending, and the Maria ending. Hey, Mom. Good to see you. And so, we've also done the dog ending, which is very important and completely canon. The way this one works, however, oh, right, we already know the answer to this one. On easy mode, it is the kidnapper. So, oh, what was I talking about? My brain has already fried. Let's see. So, kidnapping, that's the one we want. Right. So one of the things that they decided to do at with the director's cut was go back and add some things that people were kind of expecting from Silent Hill 2 but didn't get, like the UFO ending. The dog ending was kind of a replacement for the UFO ending, right? In that, here's a weird, funny way of reinterpreting the events of the game. It was very funny, and it became an instant classic. But they did that because they didn't really want to just follow up with the same exact thing. They went with the dog ending instead. Well, with Silent Hill 2, Restless Dreams, and the Director's Cut and Greatest Hits Edition, they opted to give us some endings that were a little bit more in line with what people kind of wanted from Silent Hill 2. And I don't know if that was the exact reasoning. Maybe they felt like, maybe they were just like, oh, we have an opportunity with the Xbox release, the same way that Capcom did with Onimusha, um, to add in some stuff that wasn't there in the original. And so they just decided to add a UFO ending that may be like a nice little sequel. Who knows? And they added an ending that is a little bit more in line with the kinds of material from the first game. So we're grabbing these ritualistic items that are going to be used for a very different outcome. If you felt like James has not really coped well with Mary's death so far, we're about to take it a step further. Okay, we're going to just jump right on in. Screw it, we're going. Not even going to save. Not even going to save. We have enough shotgun bullets, I think. I can in the sense that I can confirm being a warlock is basically fine in every way. Going into student debt of your soul is just something every caster does at one point, like working at Borders. Also, if you start out as a warlock and then start learning an entirely different branch of magic than your warlock magic, one that is actually expressly antithetical to your warlock magic, it's fine and don't worry about it. That's what I did. I started out as like a disease warlock and I moved to necromancy. Warlocks are so fun. They are just chaos. Okay, so we've done that, and we're going to switch over to hunting rifle. Grab what we can. We're still making good time. Like, we're not even at 7:30, and we're about to hit the hotel. Like, we're doing great. I'm not that surprised, because, like, I feel like I've been doing pretty good work here. There we go, and there we go. Ooh, snake bite. Yeah, I've been kind of craving anything that lets me do a funny voice, so if you see an opportunity to invite me into a game, just know I'm going to consider it. At least those of you who I've played games with before. I don't know some of y'all. At least not well enough to be able to be like, oh yeah, I'll go to a D&D game and lock myself in a room for 4 hours with you. Maybe someday. That's a good way to foster a community in the chat. Say, I don't trust you to play a D&D game with. Yeah, I should shut my mouth up. Oh, I still think about that game. Like, Aleph, you're a hell of a GM. And that was a lot of fun. And the thing that I really liked was that I got to improvise. And you got to yes and. You yes anded me the whole way through. It was really good. Okay. So, we're going to switch over to our handgun again. You gotta yes and. It's just so good. And I'm somebody who wants to focus on purely improvisational DMing. You don't know half of us half as well as you should like, and you like half of us half as well as we deserve. You like less than half of us half as well as we deserve. I mean, my favorite part about the performance of that line in Lord of the Rings, the Peter Jackson one, is just when he says it and he realizes that line didn't land half as well as he had hoped. I love that bit. He just kind of looks like, oh shit, I should have workshopped that one a little more. Because it's a great line. It's such a good line. Honestly, I just want to know how my nature punch orc is feeling after they almost had a group of baddies kicking them on the ground like a JJPA Part 5 meme. God. So I've played with some of y'all in some games, and I've got nothing but kind things to say, because some of y'all are chaos. And I love that. Oh, and hey, look! I'm actually going for the thinner this time. I'm being hard on myself because I totally went for the thinner last time, but Jesus Christ. Bilbo does what we all wish we could do when he says something awkward and disappears forever. Right, he just fucking whips out and is gone. I love that. Okay, so we've got the dinner. We're going to head into the cloakroom, which is right over here. Again, we cannot get the last item yet for the ending we're after. We need to... Oh, first we need to use the fish key. God, we have so many items. That's why in my current game I have given myself a constant panic attack because yes, anding and the players having excellent ideas because one is now a literal fairy princess, and the other is going to turn to capital T time when he dies because he has to oversee a whole world he accidentally created. I mean, that's just great. I love that. Okay, now I believe we have to go here and go to room 204? Yes. Yes, 204. Down, boy. Bonk. Gotta get the fish key. Level 17 D&D is so wild to run. God. I almost had like a good long-running game for a while, and it didn't end up working out. And I'm hoping that more opportunities will come where I'll actually be able to play in those double digits a little bit longer. I can totally see myself getting corrupted by the ring if what it offered was dipping from awkward social situations. I mean, why not? You know? Boop. Okay, so we've got that, and we are heading to the lobby area, going across, and then we are getting into an elevator that's going to tell us we're too heavy, which is very insensitive, and then we're going to dump all our stuff on a shelf and try again. Read this. I'm going to read that. And pop out. And then we are going to go one by one. Get rid of everything. We have so many bullets. Mostly ran PBTA games, both one-shots, and one flaw I have with them is I keep choosing the players being badasses over enemies being threats. I mean, that's the balance, isn't it? Because, like, I know from my end, if I'm given an opportunity in a game to talk my way out of combat, if I'm given an opportunity to just, like, schmooze my way out of conflict, I'm going to take it. And that is probably some soft hell for some DMs. Okay. Nope. Where is it? Red room, there we go. Is this the boiler room? No, this is... Yeah. So we get that. I don't think there's anything else in here, so we need to move out. And then we head back to the elevator. We go past it to... Oh, wait. Grab this. This is the employee map. Yeah, like... There's plenty of talk that has gone on about, like, how to... God, how to put it? How to reward your players properly. Especially when it comes to experience. Like, do you do milestone experience? Do you do, give them experience based on combat? Like, what? And trying to convince players to play in a way that encourages them to play to their strengths, as opposed to what you necessarily want. And like, if you make a game where you only do experience through combat, you are telling the players that the only thing worth doing is getting into fights. If you play a game where it is strictly treasure, then you're going to be doing like a lot of stuff that maybe you don't necessarily want to do. Like, it might discourage certain ways of playing that would give your players an opportunity to roleplay. And if that's something you want to do, then cool. But if it's not, then I don't know. It's just, it's something I think about a lot. What I have learned over time is if your DM asks, are you sure? 90% of the time you want to lean into that stupid decision because they were begging for a yes. Absolutely. And like, anytime somebody's like, are you sure? I know for a fact that whatever happens afterwards is going to be more interesting if I say yes. I've gotten to the point where I don't allow myself to play it too safe. And so I play characters that are a little bit more reckless than I would be. Because the end result is just always going to be more fun. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can head upstairs. Now I believe we can just go right back to where we were. But I believe we need to go up to the second floor for that. Which is not this way. Oh boy. Kind of got ourselves into a situation here. Tell y'all what. Oh! Just push him. Just push him. Yeah, like, if you see an over-the-top possibility, you gotta embrace it. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty well. Oh, hey, mannequins. We're going to grab our stuff from the shelf. We're going to, get our handgun ready. Oh my god, I always pick wrong in the direction I need to go to get to my, like, the things I'm after quicker. Ugh. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to head downstairs and plug in these music boxes, which on easy riddle difficulty does not matter the placement. Just plug them in and forget it. If it cuts things short, so be it. But okay, maybe I'm talking myself through it because that means players are invested enough to want to take those big over-the-top ideas. Yeah, and I think this is like the Shonen Jump problem where, like, you have to decide, are you going to keep one-upping yourself? Which I think is an interesting problem to find yourself in, you know? But also, if that's what your players want, and you're able to facilitate that, then you should do it. Do it! Get weird! Okay, so we've got this. We've got the other key. And now all we need to do is just get to the 3rd floor. Enter room 312. And get ourselves to the point where we pick up the last item for the rebirth ending. Oh, turn around. People can do the long or boring option in any game at any other table. At my table, I want people to find the creative solutions. They gotta back it up, sure, but I want them to be wild. Yeah, because, like, I think... Okay, so there are 2 flavors of players when it comes to this. There's the players who really want to back things up with rules and technicalities to say, I can do this because I worked through the math of it. And then there are players who want to do a thing that is absolutely ridiculous and they have to talk their way through it. They have to justify the cool thing as best they can in the time allotted. And I think that's really fun. Okay, so if we want to get the last item, we need to find the reading room on the 2nd floor. As we can see, it's just down the stairs, so it should be easy to get. Yeah, fudge. If they want to become the end boss's best friend, hell yeah, that fucks. Which is what I did. Which is what we did. Okay, so we need to go looking for a specific item in here. We have not actually been in here before. Oh wait, we have been in here once.
Mary's going to...
We've heard all that. It is James finding out that Mary was going to die. A book, Crimson Ceremony. Speak. I am the Crimson One. The lies and the mist are not they, but I. You all know that I am one. Yes, and the one is I. Believers hearken to me. 20 score men and 7,000 beasts. Heed my words and speak at them to all, that they shall ever be obeyed, even under the light of the proud and merciless sun. I shall bring down bitter vengeance upon thee, and thou shalt suffer my eternal wrath. The beauty of the withering flower, and the last struggles of the dying man, they are my blessings. Thou shalt ever call upon me, and all that is me in this place that is silent. O proud fragrance of life which flies toward the heart, O cup which brims with the whitest of wine, it is in thee that all begins. So, let's take a look at our items, since we're doing well on time. We have the Lost Memories book, the Crimson Ceremony book, a glass bottle containing milky white anointing oil, hey, and an ancient-looking goblet carved from pure obsidian. Yeah, I think Malik actually pointed out something kind of funny, because right now there's like a little bit of debate going on about like which is more valuable, adapting something into D&D or just playing different systems that aren't just D&D restructured. Which is an interesting conversation, but a difficult one. Okay, so I think we now take the elevator. And what do we do? I think we head to basement. Oh no. Playing a game where a DM was the former and I was the latter was the quickest way to get me to leave a game in confused embarrassment and doubt my ability to play role-playing games in general, because I'd ask, can I do blank? And there'd be a sort of annoyed pause like I was such a pain in the ass, and no. But, God. I don't love that at all. That's just really ridiculous. I can understand, like, not really being prepared for a certain kind of player. But that's inflexible to an oppressive degree. Powerfully different ideas of what was acceptable and what was passive aggression. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting point because I think there are a lot of players who have difficulty dealing with that, dealing with people who want to do creative things instead of just following the rule book as closely as possible. Like treating D&D as a game to be won and to be thought through, as opposed to being a role-playing experience. And I've met a lot of people who, like, when they're presented with something like that, they take it really personally and they get really defensive about stuff like that. It's like, damn, just tell me what is going to make you mad at the table before I end up doing it, please. Because, God, combined with, like, rules lawyers and, like, DMs that aren't willing to yes and on anything, if it isn't, like, explicitly expressed as a thing you can do in the rules, is, like, a good way to kill my interest. And thankfully, I haven't had a DM like that in ages. Not since community college, really. Okay, so we're going to first run, because now we have the red pyramid things with spears. And as long as we're hearing those ping noises, we're good. Oh, we are getting both of them with a single shot. Hell yeah. And they're done. Hell yeah. Okay. So we're going to get eggs, because, once again, very normal thing to collect. In games I've played since then have been less, I think Crow is trying to fuck up my game, and more, Crow wants to do a stupid thing, and we are now one in this dance of whose line is it anyway. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. It gets... Finding a good crowd for that is just very challenging, and when you find a good crowd, you knock on wood. You be grateful. A good table is hard to find. Okay, so we've got everything we need for the rebirth ending. Just to kind of double check, like, let everybody know what it is that we do. We don't actually have to do anything apart from collecting the items. Um, the only way to get out of this ending is by collecting the dog key and using that on the observation room instead of just continuing with the end of the game. So we are just going to move forward. We're going to haul
Mary?
ass. We're going to ignore
What
this
do you want,
conversation because we
James?
don't need it, and it's also very sad.
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Finding people who are
Mary,
able to
what are
express
you
what they
saying?
want their games to be about and what kind of table they want is the hardest part.
Disgusting.
Once you get it, oh, how
You
much
deserve
easier things get.
flowers.
Right?
Between the
Ugh.
disease.
So, as we near the end of this playthrough and reach the rebirth ending, in what I think is going to be our best time yet, our lowest time yet, I really think that's going to be the case. I'm knocking on wood that we can get under an hour and 45 minutes. I want to once again reiterate, we have a sub goal of Silent Hill 4. It was not originally in the planning for Spook Month Spectacular, but I really want to play Silent Hill 4, and so I am looking to get 40 sub points by the time we are done with our last playthrough of Silent Hill 3. We are currently almost halfway there, and it means keeping subscriptions active, gifting, like all sorts of stuff. And if we do it, we will do every playthrough of Silent Hill 4.
James.
Maria, I'm finished with you.
Oh.
What? But I'm what you wanted. Mary's dead. Don't you understand? She's not coming back. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. I'll never hurt you like she did. So why don't you want me?
I love that this one is just outright stating.
Because you're not Mary.
Exactly.
Without Mary, I just can't go on.
Oh, James. Come on, James. You must be joking.
This is the most antagonistic Mary we've seen yet. And it's not even close. Spook Month is a state of mind. A time to keep the spooks in your heart all the year. And we're probably going to be doing it all the way through Christmas. Including literally trying to save another player from falling to his death by pooping out the window hard enough for it to hit the ground before him and cushion his fall. Jesus Christ. I don't think that should work. But somebody thought of that.
James.
And that's great. Sorry. It did cause the BBEG to be so gobsmacked they lost a turn trying to comprehend what happened. Oh my god. No, I think that's fair. The game still responds to the decision. And that's great.
Mary, you look so peaceful. Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on. I can't live without you, Mary. This town, Silent Hill. The old gods haven't left this place. And they still grant power to those who venerate them. Power to defy even death. Mary.
At least you're not messing up as much as James is about to right now. Yeah, he's going in for a ritual. He is looking to resurrect Mary, using the power of the old god still present in Silent Hill. Because one of the things I did that caused literally every bad thing in the game to happen was hide an artifact the size of an eyeball in my ass. Wow. I mean, listen. If it's fun, who doesn't love just shoving random objects in their ass? Healthy coping mechanisms, Sunderland. Right? Ugh. So you've done End of Silent Hill, Silent Hill Rebirth, next to Silent Hill, You Are Not Mary. Yeah. Next up is the Born from a Wish sub-scenario. And that one's pretty short. It might be something we can get through in a single playthrough. And that will unlock our ability to go after the UFO ending, our final ending for the game. Ugh. Excitement. Rebuild of Silent Hill. Oh, God. So the cool thing about the Born from a Wish scenario is that we actually play as Maria. Shit, you're right. Update that game goal. Update that game goal. Everybody, just take a look, take a look, take a look, take a look, take a look. Bye. Reminds me of a story of the rogue who hid in a bimbo's butt, seduced the bad guy, and then ambushed him in the bedroom. Okay. That is... I'm into that. That's terrible. I love it. Okay. If one of y'all could get me a link to that one, because I want to read that story. That sounds ridiculous. Halfling making so many stealth rolls. Ugh. That's very good. Silent Hill. Splatched it. God damn, we are... I didn't expect to actually... Okay, when I started the Silent Hill 2 playthrough, I had stated, I don't know if I'm going after all the endings. Like, I stated very specifically that I don't know if this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get the ones I really want to get. And we could have skipped the base 3 endings. We could have gone straight for the Rebirth ending. No. We could have gotten one of the endings and then gone straight for the Rebirth and skipped a bunch of stuff. But honestly, I'm really happy with just going this way. This has been nice. Just very fun to go back down memory lane for this game. 6 stars, not bad. Total time, 1 hour and 29 minutes and 31 seconds. Holy shit. I didn't... God damn. So that's all of the base endings plus the dog ending. Getting sub 130 is pretty darn good. Like, hot damn, I want to take a look at that load real quick to see what the save file says. Yep, an hour and 29. Holy cow. Oh, that was great. So I don't think I can do, well, okay. I can actually knock about 5 minutes off of that. I know for a fact. But the fact that, like, it is only just now, literally as I speak, top of the hour, right there, right then. It is now 8 o'clock where we are, and I Oh. And again, most of that was strictly memory. I am now sitting here going, I wonder what I need to do. I wonder what the actual best time is, because now I think I'm in a state where I can start shaving time down. Oh, that's exciting. Shoot. Um, okay. But we are done for the day. What are we going to be up to next? Like I said, we're doing the Born from a Wish scenario. We're starring Maria coming up this Monday, and we're going to finish our last ending on Tuesday, which means our surprise game is going to be on Thursday. Hell yes. Wednesday, we are back on Gex 3 with Ryan and Lark, most likely. There's a chance it might not happen, but knock on wood, because I really want to get back on that game. It's starting to get really fun. VOD is available for 60 days after initial airing. There are subscriber and follower exclusive emotes. We are working towards 40 sub points by the time we're done with our Silent Hill 3 playthrough, which, judging by how well we've been doing here, is going to come a lot sooner than you would think. So get those subscriptions in. Convince your friends to come in and hang out. You don't have to convince them to sub. They can make the decision themselves. But if we can do it, we'll be playing every ending of Silent Hill 4. I have never even beaten that game once. We're going to do it. Anyway, that's it. I've been Robin and Andrew Jack without a C, and will continue to be so for the foreseeable future. Uh, Once again, we'll be back Monday. And yeah, get hydrated, get vaccinated, get masked up, be good, be safe, be awesome. And most importantly, I cannot stress this enough because hot damn, be gone. Bye.